Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Doctor Who, story number 42, Secret of the Universe, The Fury from the Deep. This one was rough for me, which is a little disappointing because I feel like if it had been intact or anything like that, I think this would have been a great story. But to just listen to it, it's kind of a horror story. And I mean, if you watch a horror movie or like just turn the video off but listen to a horror movie, it's not going to be much there, like, because that's the thing about horrors. It's all about the anticipation. And so without those visual cues, I don't really get that much out of it. So lots going on behind the scenes. This is the last official story with Victoria Waterfield, which, I don't know, she seemed more like a scream queen than anything. Like, all she did was scream about, like, getting kidnapped and this and that. And throughout this entire story, that was kind of her buildup, was like her just being like, I'm so tired all the time. Like, why can't we just go somewhere quiet? Why are we always in trouble? And it's like, you know what, Victoria? That's just the way that life goes, okay? That's part of being the Doctor's companion. Sorry, but not sorry. And so it made sense, like, this was her last episode and then she left. I know we do see her again in, like, the unofficial movie with Sarah Jane and stuff, the Downtime, I think it was. I'm not sure, I can't remember if we see her again otherwise. I didn't even look it up because I didn't really care. This episode, or this story, somewhere in there marks the 200th episode of Doctor Who, which is just kind of weird because this is only my 40-second video, but I've watched 200 videos of it. So 200 episodes, 42 videos. So I don't know, it's kind of an interesting little way that they do their thing. This is also the first official appearance of the sonic screwdriver. So again, we're starting to get into those, like, Doctor Who, like, parts that, like, everybody knows, like, part of the things that make Doctor Who what it is. Like, we saw Unit not too long ago with Ella Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, and then now we have the sonic screwdriver. What I love is how simple it is. Like, it's literally just like this little metal bar. There's no lights, there's no twisting, there's nothing. And what does it do? It's a screwdriver. Like, it doesn't do anything else, and it's kind of, that's the thing about the screwdrivers, it's kind of just become this catch-all. Like, oh, how do we get out of this? Well, I got the screwdriver, don't worry about it. And so, like, in this, like, that's all he does, is he's like, oh yes, it's a sonic screwdriver. It's run by sound waves, and he just takes some screws out, and he's done. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's great, I loved it. Throughout most of it, like I said, a lot of it's the horror. We see, like, the Doctor getting shot pretty early, but then it's not what you think it is. And then, like, so many bubbles and stuff like that. By the time we get to the end and it ends up actually being like Victoria's screams that kill the seaweed, it was just so much. It was so over the top and it was so done. Looking at this from it currently still being 2019, knowing that this was like sometime in the 60s, it's kind of funny because they just kept referring to the seaweed as weed. And he's like, kill the weed! And I was like, okay. And so it was just, it made me laugh more than it should have. But that's more of like hindsight type situations. So overall, if they would animate it or if they suddenly found this, I would love to give it a rewatch because I would actually like to see it. And I think it would be a great storyline. As it is now, it was really difficult to get through, especially 6 episodes. So for those who have seen it, what did you guys think? For those who have read the novelization, which I have not, what did you guys think? What did you think about the 200th episode, the sonic screwdriver, and the departure of Victoria? Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you next time for The Wheel in Space.